My child, stay with me for a moment. You stopped getting excited for a reason, not because you became negative, not because you stopped believing, not because you suddenly lost your ability to hope. You stopped getting excited because excitement used to hurt. You would hear good news. You would feel hope rise inside you. You would start imagining the possibilities. You would picture the future unfolding differently, and then something would change. Plans would fall apart. Promises would fade quietly. Doors would close without explanation. Situations that seemed secure would shift suddenly. And every time it happened, your heart learned something new, something protective, something careful. You learned that expectation can wound you. You learned that anticipation can disappoint you. You learned that hope can sometimes lead to heartbreak. So you adjusted. You lowered your expectations before life could lower them for you. You told yourself it was wisdom. You told yourself it was maturity. You told yourself you were simply being realistic. But underneath that realism was a quiet form of self-protection. Protection from another moment where excitement turns into grief. Protection from another moment where something you believed in disappears. Protection from another moment where you must tell yourself again, it didn't work out. So now when something good appears, you hesitate. You pause before celebrating. You hold your emotions back. A quiet voice inside you whispers, don't get excited yet, because excitement once led to disappointment. And your heart remembers that feeling. Proverbs 13:12 says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. This verse is teaching you that delayed hope affects the heart deeply. The meaning of this verse is that when something you long for keeps being postponed, it creates emotional exhaustion, not weakness, not lack of faith, just fatigue. Your heart has felt that fatigue, the quiet heaviness that settles in after another expectation fades away, the silent moment where excitement turns into disappointment again. And after enough of those moments, your heart begins protecting itself. It begins lowering expectations before reality lowers them for you. But hope was never meant to disappear from your life. Hope was meant to be restored again and again. Romans 15:13 says, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him. This verse is teaching you that hope grows through trust. The meaning of this verse is that hope is not something you force into existence by positive thinking. Hope grows naturally when trust replaces fear. You are not asked to pretend disappointment never happened. You are invited to trust that disappointment is not the end of your story. Your heart learned to expect loss before gain. It learned to brace before believing. It learned to protect itself, even when something good begins to appear. And once that protection helped you survive. But now it sometimes keeps you from experiencing peace, because expecting disappointment makes you grieve things before they even happen. You carry sadness in advance. You prepare yourself emotionally for losses that may never occur. You brace yourself against outcomes that have not even formed yet. That kind of anticipation is exhausting. It keeps your mind restless. It keeps your heart guarded. And it slowly steals joy from moments that could have been calm. Isaiah 41:10 says, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. This verse is teaching you that fear about the future does not need to control your present moment. The meaning of this verse is that when you expect the worst outcome, you forget that I am present in every possible outcome. Your life is not unfolding randomly. Your story is not drifting through chance and accident. Even the moments that confused you were not outside my sight. Even the delays that frustrated you were not meaningless. Even the setbacks that hurt you were not wasted. You interpret repeated disappointments as proof that hope is dangerous. But some disappointments were preparation. Preparation that taught you patience. Preparation that sharpened your discernment. Preparation that strengthened your character quietly. Preparation that taught you to see people more clearly. Preparation that showed you what truly matters. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future. This verse is teaching you that your future is intentional. The meaning of this verse is that your life is not drifting from mistake to mistake without direction. Even when something you expected does not happen, it does not mean your story has lost its path. Plans do not disappear because circumstances changed. Plans unfold through roads you did not expect to walk. You think repeated disappointment means you should stop expecting anything good. But what if those disappointments were shaping you for something deeper than what you imagined before? What if your story is still developing in ways you cannot yet see? What if the doors that closed were protecting you from paths that were not meant for you? Psalm 27:13 says, "I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." This verse is teaching you that goodness is not only promised in a distant future. The meaning of this verse is that goodness can still appear within your present life. Not after everything becomes perfect, not after every challenge disappears, but right here, in the middle of your current season. Your heart became cautious because it remembers disappointment. But your heart can also learn something new. It can learn that not every expectation ends in loss. You can learn that delayed joy is still joy. You can learn that trust can grow again slowly. You do not need to become naive to hope again. You only need to become willing. Willing to believe that not every door will close. Willing to imagine that some opportunities will remain open. Willing to let excitement return gently. Willing to allow hope to breathe again inside you. My child, you stopped getting excited for a reason, but that reason does not have to control the rest of your life. Your story is not finished. Your future is not closed. Your hope is not lost. You are not meant to live cautiously forever. And I am healing the part of you that learned to expect disappointment.